Okay, well, we're excited to be with you this evening, team, and thank you for the last minute availability. I know that you guys had to kind of move things around in your schedule, and we will be. I know we've had a lot of questions about the recording, so yes, we will be getting the recording out. Let's keep the questions till the end, and just know that anytime we adopt a new way of doing things, there is going to be that learning curve and that, but we know you guys are leaders, and that's what leaders do, right? We adjust, we move forward, and we figure things out. So depending on you guys to really get into this flow, this system. But we really, you guys believe, as you saw on the launch call last night, that we're creating simplicity, we're removing the barriers of entry for people. And most importantly, what you guys with our Starts with Yellow campaign, it's all about just starting those conversations. And so we think that that's happening. I don't know if you guys saw, but corporate posted a big yellow box on their corporate Instagram. So got a call from Kristen Cunningham today, actually, and she was like, Jenny, we hope you guys are good with this. Like we love the campaign. We want to adopt it with corporate. And I told her, absolutely, you guys, this is something that I think is so doable and people are going to relate to it. And it already is catching on like wildfire. So we want to make sure that on tonight's call, we're going through the entire system, start to finish. And we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. Like I said, Celeste is my wingman. I want to give her a shout out because you guys know that this would not be happening without her wisdom, her knowledge, her brain. Look at Leah. She knows how her mom is. You know it, girl. You're so blessed. Um, but I really, really want to give a shout out to Celeste for just giving me that kind of that sounding board. And she's so full of wisdom, so this wouldn't be happening without her. So, with that being said, let's get the call launched, and we are going to start at the very beginning. So, I'm going to share my screen here, and let's see. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, so from the very beginning, when you enroll a new consultant, where do you start? And I want to say, as we're talking about this First Touch link, right, this website, it's an independent website. I want to say this that for those of you that are on Team Lionheart, we're going to be creating this exact link, okay, for Team Lionheart branded, and it's going to send them to all the places they need to go. Andrea and I decided we'll probably connect with a Telegram. And she'll be able to talk with you guys more about how that's going to work. So just know that her and I are going to be working on putting this together for you guys specifically, hopefully within the next day or two, this getting started link. So with that being said, we're going to walk through what this looks like. And the reason that we put this together was because we know that, like, we have the Telegram chat to plug them into, the team Facebook groups, the product education groups. We know that there's resources, and we really wanted to really create that conversation for that new consultant to be super streamlined. This is exactly where you go to get plugged in and get set up with your business. So we're going to walk through this super quick. Like I said, we'll be putting this together for Andrea's team specifically, because we know that you guys have your own separate team Facebook page. And so we'll get this all set up. Do not stress about it. It will be done hopefully, right, Andrea, in the next day or two. We're gonna really focus on putting this together. So with that being said, the very first part of this is going to get them obviously linked in to get them set up, right? The very first thing that they need to do with their business is download the LifeVantage app, set up and save their personal website link so they can start sharing that immediately. And then this is also going to direct them into finding their time-sensitive coupon codes, right? We do talk about this in the launch playbook, which we will get to, but we wanted them to just know this information up front so that they had access to it, and it's super simple. They can do that immediately right after they enroll. Okay. Step number two is get plugged in. Okay, so obviously this is going to look different, especially with our executive teams that are building outside of the Team Fearless Facebook group. We'll be setting that up for you guys, but this is going to connect them immediately into our Telegram hub, which is our Telegram team hub, which has all of our resources. It has everything that we just launched on last night's call laid out step by step. We pinned the most important posts at the top, which will kind of walk you through what the Telegram looks like. And then, of course, the second group that they're going to connect to is the Telegram team announcements. And this Telegram channel, I like to call it, is it a channel, Celeste? What we say for announcements? I probably am totally missing up with, is that correct?
The Team Hub is a group and the announcements is a channel. Channel like a broadcast,
Thank
like you
you.
tune your TV antenna and it gets things, but you don't talk back. That's how you remember it.
And that Telegram announcements is just for announcements. So we'll be posting all of the details for the shift opportunity presentations ahead of time. We'll be breaking down, obviously, our new team training, flow that we're going to be doing, right? Training one Monday night, the following Monday night, it'll be a shift opportunity. And then we'll be rotating that cycle throughout the months, right? So we'll be posting all of that inside of the announcements of our team Telegram group. You'll also have access in one place to our Wellness Wednesday webinar information. So, literally, you guys, it's your one-stop shop for information. It's not a place just so you know that we're going to be chatting, it's a closed channel. So, this is just for information on the events that are happening throughout the week. Okay. Team Facebook groups, we want to keep those focused on recognition, right? Inviting new people into those groups, welcoming them to the team. And then our team Facebook group is going to be solely dedicated to recognition because truly, if we're doing it right as leaders, we're going to be excellent recognizers, right? We're going to recognize people for their rank advancements, and really kind of cheer our people on because we know that those small wins are what really inspires people to get the bigger wins. So that's really what the team Facebook groups are going to be directed for. And we want to keep those team Facebook groups clean for recognition primarily. Okay. And then here in the second part, it's encouraging them to plug into their product education groups. Each of you have, a lot of you guys have your own product education groups. We build those separately. So that's why there is no live link on this one specifically. But for example, like Andrea's team, you guys have a very specific product education group. We'll probably link out to that here. Okay. Just to kind of give you an idea of how that will look. And then also encouraging them to put the Monday night call and the wellness webinar on their weekly calendar flow. Okay. The third step, and this is the most important step, and I think you guys probably got this message on last night's team call, is that you guys, we want to focus on keeping the launch of a new consultant simple. Sometimes I feel like we want to, vomit information on them. It's a lot. We want them to focus on one thing and one thing only until they get to the rank of SC1, and that is inviting. Okay. We want them to focus on inviting to the entire story, right? Not just to products, not just to business, but we want to be able to encourage our new consultants to tell the whole story. Okay. Um, and then, of course, download this launch playbook, and I'll go through the launch playbook. We'll keep the questions till the end. But the launch playbook is focused on exactly what they do their first 90 days in business. Okay. And I'll be opening up that here soon. But also within step 3, we're going to encourage our brand new consultant to set up a launch call within the first 24 to 48 hours with their enroller and one person on their support team. So we'd like to see these launch calls done with 2 people. Okay. And that doesn't have to be your direct upline support. That could be anyone in your support team in your organization that's open to be able to schedule that launch call together. There's a lot that goes behind that in the psychology, but we want to welcome them officially and let them know that it's not just you that's supporting them, that they have a whole support team behind them. Okay. And then answering the questions on the first page of the playbook. Like I said, we'll go through the playbook once we get through this First Touch website. Okay, so then step 4 is just giving them direct access to their team resources. This is going to link directly to the Telegram group again, like it does on that second step. And then it's also going to give them access to your team YouTube channel. And then one additional thing that we will be adding here is direct link to the Wellness Wednesday podcast. So they have access to be able to follow that podcast, save it so they can share it with their guests or with their potential people that they want to share the products with. So that will be linked out here. And then, of course, just a quick personal message from corporate. But we felt this was the cleanest, most direct way so that you're not sitting there having to add them to the group, make sure they get invited, make sure they get added to the Telegram. There's a lot to connect them to. So this is just the streamlined way to get them connected and plugged in immediately. Celeste, is there anything you want to add about this? Or I think I may have covered it effectively and efficiently.
The only other thing that I want to add is that the resources that we are that we're going to show you guys and walk you guys through in terms of the campaign. It starts with yellow and all these resources that we have for it. Jenny and I are going to work together to create another page within the website here, another page on the website that has direct links to all of those as well, just so that to make it even easier. So we'll have them linked in the Telegram group, but also directly on the website.
Thank you, Celeste. Yes, and that is our next goal. Celeste and I spent like 2 hours on the call. Thank you, Celeste. I appreciate you. Okay, so now we're going to share the team Telegram. I'm going to open that up here and let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see. You're good. Okay, so this is our Team Fearless Hub. This is access for information. And the purpose of us putting this together is that literally it's everything in one place. There shouldn't be any reason that your consultants reach out to you and say, where's that medical professional webinar? It's all here organized, and really kind of organized from start to finish, how to start here, how to get plugged in and all of that. So we're going to start at the very top. This is where you're going to want to encourage people to start. And we actually made this a closed topic because we want people to be able to see this post at the top. So, of course, it's got our Team Fearless welcome website here at the top. And then what they're going to have access to, which when we open up the launch playbook, they're going to have access to the Fab Collab Academy. So for those of you that have utilized the Fab Collab Academy in the past, we've simplified this. It's got the getting started training. And then it also has the social media training that we've updated to match our It Starts with Yellow campaign, as well as in that social media training. They're going to have access to a full 10-day posting plan that's already laid out for them, okay, from start to finish. It's going to take the guesswork out of them having to post on social media. And then they're also going to have access to the Start campaign, which is posts laid out all based around that Starts with Yellow campaign, giving them ideas on how they can utilize this on their own social media. And then, of course, rotating those throughout the weeks. So they're going to have access to those documents in the Fab Collab Academy. And then, Celeste, should I take them into the academy to show them, do you think? Maybe I should.
Well,
Let's
sure,
wait. Let's wait on that. I'm going to go back to that at the end.
yeah,
But
let's go back to the academy. Let's go through
yeah,
these. But the academy, in a lot of ways, mirrors it. It mirrors the same. It's going in the same direction. So we're not splitting people. We're moving. We're rowing in the same direction with both.
absolutely. So yeah, the Fab Collab Academy, it's simplified. There's the so the SC1s are only going to be plugged into till they're SC1, the getting started training and the social media training. Okay. So you'll be accessing that flow when you get inside the academy. We built that on the Go High Level system, and you guys, it's laid out very simply. They should be able to get through each one of these trainings in less than 25 to 30 minutes. So it's really very simple for them to get the education, and then you're not sitting there having to answer all their questions and things like that. So that's the Fab Collab Academy. And then we're going to go into, and then of course, we've linked out all of the different links they would need to know about, like their Hyper Wallet, customer service, how to access their back office, and then the LifeVantage Hub, which those are the resources that LifeVantage have built out for all of the consultants. Okay, so the next step is, of course, our launch playbook. And this is on that initial website. But this is really what you're going to focus on as you launch a new consultant. Again, we want to keep things streamlined, simple for them. Sometimes I feel like we give them all the information on how to give executive when really they just need to know what's in front of them so that we can get them through each rank and see them really kind of launch their business in a way that's not overwhelming to them. So let me know if you guys can see that I pulled over this launch playbook. Hold on, I got to move my screen around here. You guys can see it? Okay. So
No,
we didn't
we're still looking at Telegram.
Oh, you are.
You
Okay,
might need to stop share and reshare. Yeah.
thank you, Celeste. Okay, so here is the launch playbook. And again, you guys, this is what we want you to focus on with your brand new consultant. And you guys, it took us almost 2 days to put this together because we're like, how can we simplify, and streamline? We want them to focus on launching their business and getting their first win. right? Because their first win, this LifeVantage has done the statistics. If you get a brand new consultant and you launch them and they get their first customer, the percentage of them sticking around and really kind of, keeping on that track of building their business and not getting frustrated and quitting goes up by like 75 or 85%. If you can get a new consultant their first win within their first 90 days, they're more likely to stick around for the long run. So we want to focus on that process so that your new consultants are really getting those wins right out of the gate. Another thing about really encouraging you guys to go through this launch playbook with your new consultant is that I feel like sometimes we're just throwing it like, hey, here's the launch playbook. Have fun looking at it. Get back to me when you're done looking at it. And, we'll go from there. But I think it's so important for you to sit down, schedule that call, and go through this with them together. They're going to feel that support with you, and then they're going to have direction on exactly how they go about launching their business. So the first step in reviewing the launch playbook with them is obviously going through their vision and their plan of action. Okay. So we as the enroller really want to focus on everybody does this for different reasons. When you know your person's why, when you can understand and encourage them when things get tough, and when you know why they're doing this business, it's going to help you coach them and mentor them through the ranks. Okay. So that's why we think it's a really important for you to go through this process together. And I want to give a shout out to Celeste and also Holly Nesbitt. We went through this launch playbook with their new consultants, and I don't know. I guess I don't know if Holly was able to jump on, but Celeste, how did you think that went? Just because I'd love to hear your
Yeah,
feedback.
I think it's great. Giving them directing them to the playbook and saying, hey, before we hop on to our launch call with you, where, like I was with my new consultant and Jenny, we'd scheduled that call. I said, between now and when we get on the call, go ahead and just take a look at at these three questions, right? And actually, what I did just to make it even simpler is I just screenshotted this first part that says your why, your goals, your commitment, just that. And I sent it to her and I said, just I want you to jot down your answers to these questions before our call. And that really helped to prime her mind to be able to have that conversation so that we could get on the same page. Because there's if the consultant wants to go really slow and just trickle out, then that's one level of support. And if they want to go fast and really hit the ground running, that's another level of support. And so it just helps us to be on board.
Absolutely. Thanks for that feedback, Celeste. Yeah, it went really well. And I actually miss doing this process with sometimes it's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't really know what's going on with your personals," but you guys share this with your support team. And let them know that this is your new consultant. She's excited about this. So we really want to be a part of the process of coaching them through understanding why they're doing this business and really hold their hand along the way, so that they can stay focused and committed to the process. So that's what that looks like. And then once you go through like their goals and what they really want to achieve as far as income, a lot of what it comes down to is our very first goal is letting them know that, like, look, our first goal is to launch you to SC1 in your first 90 days, because not only are you going to be able to take part of the additional bonus of doing that within your first 90 days, but there's a lot of different reasons that they may want to do that, right? So one of those is starting with getting their products paid for. So when somebody reaches that first rank of SC1, it's more than likely that they're getting their products that they're consuming paid for, which is very, very exciting. It's a huge accomplishment. And then, of course, scheduling their open house event within the first 7 days of hosting their launch call. Okay. So that is going to be the goal, is opening up your calendar on their launch call and saying, look, your next goal or our next, priority is to schedule your open house launch event.
And
And
let me just say that the
yes,
earlier the better, because if you wait, if it takes you a day to schedule the launch, to get on the launch call with them, and then you schedule their open house for 7 days from then, guess what you've missed out on? Their coupon codes for customers. So if you can get on that launch call with them and then schedule the open house within like 2 days, or 3 days, like get that going so that they can utilize their coupon codes for the open house. That's just a
love
suggestion.
it. Yeah, and that's really a great call to action on their first open house launch call, is like saying, look, you've seen the information, whether you want to get started as a customer or consultant. We have coupons that you can take advantage of, and it really is really one of those great ways to get people off the fence to be able to, get started right away. So setting up that open house launch event, and working with your support team to do that, we suggest that you schedule the open house launch call with the new consultant and obviously with one other support team person on your support team. And then the way that Celeste and I did it the other day is that she did the first part of the launch call and then turned it over me, and I wrapped up and did the business portion of the launch call. So
So
she focused.
you're talking about the open house call,
Sorry,
right?
the open house. Sorry.
House.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I said launch call. Open house. And so we'll walk through what that looks like. But really it's supposed to be done with two people, and then encourage them, because I feel like sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I'm scheduling this open house. I just got started. I'm kind of nervous. Letting them know that they are not supposed to do the heavy lifting on this open house call. This is their goal is to simply invite people, get as many people on as possible, open up the open house event, tell why they're excited, why they decided to join LifeVantage, and then turn it over to their support team to go through the presentation. Um, so that's really how that's supposed to work. And then here you're going to be connecting them into the Fab Collab Academy, which is setting up their LifeVantage business. They're going to click on this new consultant enrollment form, and that is going to give them instant access to log into the academy. And that's what I showed you guys initially is the Fab Collab Academy. So getting them connected in with that. And if they have a problem logging in, make sure you spend the time to get them access. It's pretty simple. It's like signing up for any training course. They would just sign up with I believe it's their email, and then they choose a password. I could be wrong on that. It's been a long time since I've logged in, but it's pretty simple, you guys. It's like logging into any academy. And if you have questions or problems, try to walk them through that so they get access to that right away. Day two checklist is making them understand that our Monday night team trainings should be a priority and that they want to mark those off on their calendar, because this is where the magic happens. So encouraging them to plug in, immediately into our Monday night team trainings and shift calls, is going to be, top of the priority. Okay, next is this is going to link out on how to host an open house event. And then also it's going to link out to the scripts so that they're not left to have to try to wonder, well, how do I even invite people to this? It's going to really lay it out clearly and concisely here, and on exactly how to do that, how to host an open house event. And then, of course, here's a link. This will link out to the document where it will have access to all of the invite scripts. And then, they'll be able to kind of access those initially. But like I said, don't overwhelm them. Just let them know their goal is, to invite to the open house event, open it up, and then turn it over. That's all they have to focus on, just so that they understand how simple it is. We also will be uploading shareables to the open house events are already going to be pre-made for you. So it would be your job as the enroller to really come together, help them create that shareable, make it unique to them. And then that is what they are going to invite with. So those are already done. In fact, Celeste, I think we may have already uploaded those to the Telegram. Those will
Yeah.
be accessible, and I'll show you that. You guys will go back into the Telegram after we go through this document. Um, okay, and then anything with the open house, Celeste, that you can think that I missed here on the page?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good.
We're good. Okay. So next is getting into letting them know that getting registered for the next corporate event is a priority. And here is a direct access to the events page so that they can get registered. You guys, I'm not kidding you. If you guys can get on with your new consultant and get them to commit and sign them up on this launch call, I think it would be phenomenal. If we start setting the foundation, the expectation that events are non-negotiable, if they even want to do this part-time, or even get to the rank of MC1, letting them know that registering for the corporate event immediately is of top priority.
And as a reminder, we currently have a sale going for the global, right, event in October.
Sure.
And it is at a really, really good discount right now until the end of June. So be sure that you tell your current people and your new people to get on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, a lot of the times, I know I've done this in the past where I'm like, Oh, I'll bring that up later. Maybe that'll be overwhelming if I tell them, oh, guess what? Now you got to go to our next corporate event. But you guys set the foundation, the expectation right away. Talk them through that. Let them know that you'd be happy to work with them within their budget, whether it's, putting aside any of the money they make with their LifeVantage business to be able to save for those corporate events. They're super important. Okay, next is going to be working on helping them make a list of their top three. I like to say 3 to 5 people that would love to join their team and to have them share that with you. And this would be obviously more of their warm or hot market, but encouraging them to really kind of set that vision for the people that they want to link arms with to join this business, to join them in business, and to really help them kind of walk them through like how they would approach these people that are on in their warm market. And I think coaching them through that is going to be phenomenal. The great thing is with our shift presentations, we believe that that's the best way, obviously, to share whether it's your warm or cold market. So we're going to be hosting those weekly, and I think that it's great for you to encourage them to have people plug into those shift presentations.
We're hosting
Okay.
bi-weekly, yeah, every
Yes,
week.
absolutely. And then of course, the only thing that they need to focus on after they do their open house event is just continuing to invite and invite and invite to the live events that we'll be hosting on Monday evenings. And so they can check the team calendar to get access to that. Again, we will be posting all of that information inside of that announcement section of our team Telegram group. So just that's really what they need to focus on is getting in as many people in front of the information as possible to get to that first rank of SC1, that foundational rank. Okay, moving on into social media strategies. Of course, their open house is their first priority, but second priority would be to connect them into the social media training in the Fab Collab Academy. There's direct access and links here that will take them directly to that social media training and then coaching them through which platform they want to focus on. So, depending on how much experience your new consultant has on social media, helping them choose whether they're going to focus on Facebook or Instagram. But if you happen to enroll somebody that has pretty good experience, or maybe they're experts on social media, they can focus on both. But encouraging them that, look, this is not guesswork. You don't have to be an influencer. Doing this is not because we want you to be an influencer. It's because we want you to really cast the net wide for you to start those conversations and create that curiosity. But letting them know that they don't have to be an expert on social to do this. The 10 days of posting plans are literally laid out for them. It tells them exactly what to post. It gives them access to the It Starts with Yellow campaign document that they're going to be able to utilize throughout the week. Literally, you guys, it takes the guesswork out of all of the posting that they have to do on social media. And then, of course, working with them. Another thing that I would encourage you to have them do is to let you know as their enroller when they post on social media so that you can go like, love their, and support their post. So letting them know that you're going to be their biggest cheerleader, you're going to help coach them through this process, and that, basically it's all laid out for them. So I love how simple it makes it. And they're going to have access to be able to go through that as they see fit. Okay, and then ending the launch playbook, it's just going to talk about their discount codes, understanding that they expire in 7 days for for customers, and then their first three consultant codes expire within the first 30 days. So they're going to want to be able to, make sure that they leverage those codes and those discount codes. Again, I love Celeste brought up, like if you can schedule their launch event, or sorry, their open house. See, I need to change the way I'm saying it. Their open house event. If they can do that within those first 7 days, it's just another layer of being able to provide them some excitement in providing those coupon codes. With that being said, you guys, the next thing we will be launching is our roadmap to MC1. It's not complete yet, but we are working on it behind the scenes. And that's going to be an entirely different system. Once somebody reaches the rank of SC1, then we're going to open up the roadmap to MC1. But again, only giving them the information they need at the time for the rank that they're at. Okay, put a line in the chat. How excited are you about that? We're reducing the confusion. We're not expecting them to have the mindset of an executive overnight. We're taking them through the process and coaching them through that process and keeping it super, super simple. Okay, so we went through that launch playbook. Let's go back into the Telegram. Okay, so we went through the launch playbook. Sorry, I need to move up my document here. Okay.
Mm.
And now going into the open house. So we covered the open house event inside of the launch playbook. For you as the enroller, this is where you can access, let's go back up here. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to access the invites to how they invite to their open house event. So you guys, the guesswork is all taken out of this. This is the link that they'll get access to on that launch playbook that will basically show them exactly how to invite to their open house event, taking the guesswork out of it. It's going to break down exactly how they go about inviting, and it has all of the scripts laid out for them here so that it takes all the guesswork out of inviting to their open house event.
But it's not a ton of scripts. It keeps it simple and it has some suggested follow-ups too.
Thank you, Celeste. Yeah, you guys, we really want to focus on. Sometimes I feel like there's like 500 scripts. People are like, oh, which script do I use? But really kind of engage and teaching them how to keep it simple when they're inviting is key. Okay, let's go back again. Can you guys see or do I need to stop share? I probably need to stop sharing it.
Um, yeah, we were in Telegram just
Thank you.
then, so yeah.
Okay. So the second portion of what's in the Telegram here for the open house is the actual presentation that you'll be going through at your new consultants open house event. So I'm going to just open this up and kind of go through it super quickly so you guys can see. But what I love about this, hold on one second. Open an editor. What I love about this is, you guys, that it has presenter notes already included inside of this open house presentation. So you as the presenter, when you're going through this presentation, you're going to have access to the notes. And then it also has the start with yellow, the yellow video already here.
Okay, so we're not seeing your Canva right now.
Oh,
So
sorry. Thank you.
I know it's like you could just show your whole screen and then when you come
Yeah,
back,
why am
you
I not
don't
doing
have
that?
to.
Good idea. I need to show my desktop. Can you guys see now?
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Celeste.
that's okay.
Okay,
Um,
perfect. So yeah, so this is
so in terms of and
go ahead.
I'll say something about presenter mode for a second. So when you're in Canva, you see where it says present. If you click on that little down arrow next to it, okay, not the present itself, but the little down arrow, okay, click on that, and you see presenter view, okay. When you click on presenter view, go ahead and open that up, Jen. Me, okay, it's gonna pop up two different windows, okay? If you have two screens, like I do, two monitors, it makes it super easy to give the presentation and see the notes at the same time. Jenny and I couldn't figure out exactly how to do that with just one monitor the other night. But if you only have one monitor, then what you might want to do is just copy these notes. If you click on each of the slides, Jenny, just show how each slide, you see how it has different the prompts and things to say, right, for each slide of the presentation. So you're not having to come up with what to say. There are some parts in this that says tell your story. So you might want to take a minute and just jot down like what you wanted your story to be right there, just 30 seconds or whatever, right? But you can put this in a notes file on your desktop or whatever, and it makes it super easy to give the presentation so that you're not having to think of what to say and stumble along, and then just have that available. And if you have two screens, you can have one on one screen and then what the viewers see on the other screen.
Yeah, thank you, Celeste. And also if you want to do it the old school way, I'm super old school sometimes. I don't have two monitors. You guys can print out those notes of the portion of the presentation that you're doing on. And I just want to encourage you, like we're not varying from this presentation. So take the time to practice it, right? As you're becoming an expert in your business. You don't have to be the expert overnight, but the great thing is that the notes are there in presenter mode, so that you're not having to figure out, oh my gosh, how do I go about presenting this? And just know that we, as your support team, will do the majority of the presenting until you guys can kind of pick up the flow and things like that. So our job and our goal is to really support you through the process of learning the presentation. And so, all right, I'm going to X out of here and we're going to go. Can you guys still see my screen? Good.
Yep, now I
Okay.
can.
So access, so that is in the open house section here to the left. You guys have access to that there. And then next is the sales flow. Okay, so we have an actual sales flow with scripts and follow-ups that really is going to empower you guys and your new consultants to take the people through the sales process. I hate calling it a sales flow kind of because sometimes we think sales, it's got that like connotation. But you guys, truly, we wanted to break it down, the process of how you're educating people and how you're taking them through the process of starting the conversation, right? Creating that curiosity with either conversations or the It Starts with Yellow campaign. This is going to walk you through exactly how to take people through the process of getting them to say yes at the very end and helping them decide whether they want to enroll as a consultant or as a customer. Okay. And this is
Then you
going to,
can make your screen a little bit bigger, like X out that letterheads thing on the side and
oh,
just
do you
make
want
that
me to? Okay.
bigger.
Thank you.
Yeah, just so we can see it better.
Okay. Can you see that better? Can you
Yeah,
guys
that's
see
better. Oh,
that?
that
Okay.
sounds better. Thank you.
Better? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So this just basically takes them through the process of here's where they start, here's what they share, right? Here's the first touch video. And then here's where they take them through the conversations and then inviting to an event and then helping them decide, like I said, whether they want to be a customer or consultant. Don't get overwhelmed by this document, you guys. It's a very, this is the entire flow. They don't need to know more than this. It's taking them from creating that curiosity to helping them decide how they want to get started. Okay, so we've laid that out here. We've also included scripts that are going to support them through the process, right? It's going to tell them exactly what to say. We've broken it down, and like Celeste said, these are very simple, concise, direct reach out scripts. It tells them how to address the starts with yellow video scripts, how to follow up in that conversation. So just want to encourage you to kind of go through these, but we've tried to really kind of keep it simple, a few options. And then, of course, inviting to the events, our shift presentation events, and then helping them decide scripts. So it's going to take them through the whole sales process. There's going to be scripts that match each part of that sales flow. And then they're going to be able to really, they're not having to kind of make it up on their own. It takes the guesswork out. And Celeste, I don't know if you want to add anything in regard to the sales flow process, but that's kind of what this looks like.
No, yeah, that's really good. So yeah. And
Okay.
I just want to say, a lot of these links in terms of the scripts and playbook and stuff, these are just viewable files. So you're not going to be, we're not going to risk like editing and messing things up and stuff. These are all just you're just viewing them within Canva. It should be easy for anybody to bring up and go through it.
Awesome. Okay. So, and then Celeste, thank you for doing this. She's posted the
Well,
social
scroll up to
media.
the top here. Scroll up to the top.
Thank you. See?
Yeah, yeah,
Girl, what would I do without you? No.
yeah.
Okay. So again, this is going to take them. So here is our social media training. What do we call each one of these little sections, Celeste? What's the word for them?
These are topics.
Topics.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
topics in Telegram.
So many words to know. So in this topic, this is our social media training topic. Again, this is going to lead them back to the Fab Collab Academy, all in one place. And it's going to give them access to be able to log in. And in each one of those training modules, there's going to be a video attached to that day. And if there isn't a video, they're going to be, it's honestly, you guys, it's so simply laid out. I want to encourage you guys to go through this yourself because you want to know what you're coaching your person to be able to do, right? Understand what's in the training so that you can coach them through the training. And so getting access to that. Here is what the Starts with Yellow campaign document looks like. And let me know if it's coming up or if I need to reshare.
No,
Just
we're
give me
good. It's coming.
okay. Thank you.
Yep,
Okay,
here we
so
go.
here's access to the It Starts with Yellow social campaign.
And again,
Um,
make it bigger so we can see.
thank you. Let me X out of this. It's my one sec. It's taken a minute. It likes to take its sweet time. All right. Can you guys see?
Hmm.
Okay. So this is the document that, again, they'll have access to this in the academy as well, but they can download it directly from here. And then this is going to be 10 post ideas, all based around the It Starts with Yellow campaign. It's going to tell them exactly how to make that post. And then for an example, they can click here and then it's going to take them to an example post that we made on social media that will show them exactly how to create the post. Obviously, I always want to encourage people to be, uh, what's it called? unique and make it their own, and they don't have to copy exactly. But here's an example of if they click on that link, it's going to take them to a social media post. And I'm going to click on this one so you guys can see. This is the second option. It's going to show them an example. I think Shauna did this one. I loved it. Stop wasting money on supplements that don't work. It starts with yellow. So anyway, here's a visual example of exactly how to implement this It Starts with Yellow campaign. And it's going to break it out. Like I said, guys, taking all the guesswork out of how they can implement this and be a part of this campaign that's already gone viral, by the way. And then also here, Words That Work document. It's going to tell them how we want to kind of create that simplicity and talking about the products in the same way, right? Like let's try utilizing the words that work. And when we're on social media, when we do it consistently and when we're talking about the same words, right, in regard to our products, that's really what that I guess we would say that recognition is going to take place. So here's some examples of just ideas we came together with. Like, for example, if we're talking about the healthy glow on social media, I love what Christy Vogt came up with. She says, holding up that collagen bottle and calling it cold plunge in a bottle, right? Talking about how the Healthy Glow Stack or our collagen quiets the stress response, or up levels performance recovery and repair. I love that she calls liquid collagen a med spa in a bottle, right? Just ways that we can get unique on social media that are going to cause people to be like, med spa in a bottle. Like that would make me pause and say, well, what is that? I want to know what that is. And then here's some examples of Axio and what to call the first touch video. So these are just words that we came up with that we want to collectively start utilizing these words so that we're creating that brand recognition. And really kind of when we're consistent using the same words, that's really where the recognition starts and that's where momentum happens.
And
All
I
right.
want to just point out with this, with the It Starts with Yellow social campaign, those posts that they give the example of, they're not intended to be posted one day after the other. Okay, those are ideas for when you are posting for curiosity. Like those are some ideas to use. But the Facebook strategy, Instagram strategy, those walk you through like how to go about posting. Facebook is gonna talk about the 5 pillars like we've got here, right? So just there's a little bit of a distinction there. Like you don't want to be telling your people to just spam their their feed with all the things about it starts with yellow, it starts with yellow, and that's the only thing they're saying. But it just gives them ideas when they are posting for these things, however often they're doing that.
Thank you, Celeste. Yeah. So again, so I'm going to just show you we have two strategies, our Facebook or our Instagram. Again, when you do your launch call, you're going to discuss with your new consultant, would they like to focus on Facebook or Instagram? Choose a platform. You guys, this is like a topic of conversation in social media all the time. There are plenty of people on one platform. Okay. You don't have to be experts on both. There are plenty of people on each platform. Unless you're dealing with somebody that's an expert on social, that may be an influencer, that may have a following, that's a totally different animal. But we want to really encourage people to focus on what one platform and really master that platform before they move elsewhere. Okay, so and of course, this is the document. It's our Facebook, our 10-day posting strategy. This is going to align with what they're going to see in the Fab Collab Academy, but it's going to take them through the process of understanding what their 5 pillars are, and then it's going to go into, how to update their profile, how to update their bio, and then taking them into the 10-day posting strategy. Like I said, it's all laid out for them here. They're just warming up their algorithm, and it gives them exactly what to post, exactly how to say it, and of course, teaching them they can make this their own. This is kind of just direction on how to go about doing it. And then, of course, I think we start day 6 is it starts with their first starts with yellow post. And then I think we cover starts with yellow post again on day 9 in the Facebook strategy. So anyway, you guys can go through this, but you guys get the idea. Here as well, we've listed the examples again so they can click on this document and see examples of exactly how to go about doing this starts with yellow campaign. So yeah, it's basically all laid out. And like I said, they'll have the option to do either Facebook or Instagram. and that's entirely up to them. So you guys can see here. Can you guys see my screen again on the Telegram?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and then we have, of course, the Instagram training. And then down here we have our DMOs posted because, of course, we want them to do things talking about them being consistent with their actions on social media. And then going into the social media assets, these are the assets that, and Celeste, I think we should probably put these in our open house too, like the ones that are for that specifically. We'll add those links in the open house
Yeah, for sure.
section. But for example, these are already done for you. Social media posts, open house template. Let me open that up. And then you're going to work directly with your new consultant to create the shareable. We don't want to assume that they know how to use Canva, but you guys can help them put this together. Once you
I will often just create the invitation myself and just send them the image file. So they don't even have to do it, at least for the first couple of times. We don't want to outsource everything to them. Like you need to know where this is so that you can create the invites for your new consultant and just send them the image files that has the date and time and their name on it, whatever the Zoom link or whatever you want to put on it that all they have to do is send it out to their people.
Yeah, so and you guys can, like I said, these are template links, so you can add their photo to it. You can, I would not personally put the Zoom information public on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
if you're
no,
promoting this on this open house event, if you're going to put the Zoom link on, that would be something they would send directly to their people,
directly to people. Yes, when you're
not
invited
not
specific.
posting on social because people hack Zoom
Oh
presentations
yeah.
all the time. But anyway, you guys get catch the drift. These are already laid out and done for you in the Telegram. And of course, we have our shift opportunity presentations as well. You can invite using the shareable link with this. Let me open this up. And this is what the shift opportunity presentation looks like.
It's the invite to it, your shareable about the shift.
Yep. And again, this is just a base template. You guys can, you know, do what you want with it. But we wanted to be able to have these done for you, change do what you want with it. But we wanted to make sure we had the shareables, at least the base shareables done so you can uh, have fun with it. So, okay, moving on. I think that's it. Celeste, I think that's all we're going to cover inside of our teen telegram. But if you guys want to take the time just to understand where your resources are here, everything has been the best we can. We have been really cleaning this up so it's very direct and forward. Lots of great resources. Don't get overwhelmed with it. But we're going to continue to update this and keep it as simple as possible. And then anything else you want to add about the Telegram, Celeste, that I may have missed?
There are a bunch of other topics in there. So there's a team chat topic, and if you're in Telegram and you're not seeing the topics, those three buttons in the top right are what you would click on so that you can view it in topics mode. The team chat is really the only place in Telegram where we want people to be interacting and to ask questions or drop things that you think would be assets to the team. And then there are other resources in the chat in terms of information on on different products and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff in there, and that's just kind of our repository. Links to our YouTube channel, other presentations, other scientific information, whatever. It's all kind of in there, but we pinned the specific things at the top that we want, especially new consultants to focus on. So just those top like 5 pinned topics are really all that they need when they get started so that we don't have them get overwhelmed.
Thank you, Celeste. Yeah. And again, it seems like a lot, but you guys, it's very specific. If you're looking for example, if you're looking for information on any of the resources for just Protandem, click on the Protandem section. It's going to have everything laid out here. The most important information that we feel that you'll need if you're sharing with a new person And so just know that it's by topic. There's a lot in the topics, but don't get overwhelmed. It's organized, I promise. It seems like a lot, I promise. When you actually go in there and you're directly looking for something, it's so easy because everything is organized. I can't even tell you how many times people are like, "Where's that medical professional webinar that Dr. Brett Brimhall did?" And I'm like, "Go look in the medical professional section," right? So everything is linkable, it's accessible. And again, we want to really kind of keep the information there, but we want to make sure that you guys are not getting overwhelmed with the process. And with that being said, I think we can open it up for Q&A. Not sure if we missed any of the resources. Celeste, can you think of anything I may have missed?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
we're
And we've
fine.
got about 20 minutes because Celeste and I are actually hosting Leah's call, right, Leah? This is going to be her
Yeah,
launch call.
this is mine. Open
So
house, open house, open house.
Sorry. That you guys, oh my gosh, open house. You guys slap me around if you hear me say the wrong word. I have to get used to calling it that. So yeah, Leah is going to be hosting her first open house event, and she has been inviting. So proud of you, Leah. Great job, girl. Okay, so let's open it up for any questions, any idea, any like there's not a dumb question, you guys. So if you have a question of anything we covered that's confusing or you need clarity on, please ask. This is your time.
Jenny, I'll go first. It's Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
So the 10 post ideas, Celeste already kind of answered. Obviously, we're not posting those 10 days in a row. They're ideas, and we're going to filter and like drop them in with our pillars. So, what do you and like the 4 or 5 of you that put this together envision? Like, should we use these post ideas over like one a week for the next 10 weeks? Or what are your thoughts with that?
That's a good question, Tiffany. Yeah, I would suggest making one post, one it starts with yellow post a week. There's 10 post ideas, and you can rotate those. So if you think about if you make one post a week, that's 10 weeks of posts. And then you could get creative, you guys. These are just ideas. So just know that like utilize your own chat GPT or your own AI to expand on these ideas, right? All based around it starts with yellow. But if you think about it, if you want to get real logistical, you can just rotate those 10 options throughout that 10-week time frame and then start back from the beginning and then again rotate that option. Maybe you're utilizing a different photo or a different video, but it's the same message. And so, yeah, you really can do a lot with it. But yeah, we foresee you guys doing this post campaign at least minimum once a week, and then inside of your stories as well, because stories is a really great place for you to sell.
Yeah, I was
People,
gonna say, yeah. The stories you could post something about it starts with yellow every single day.
yeah, in
Like
your stories.
that is in your stories. That is fair game and it's super handy. Also, top like pro tip, follow your executive leaders, all the executive leaders of the Fab Club. Follow them on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, you don't have to be friends with them. Okay, but follow them so that you can shadow their posts and see what they're doing and customize and grab and utilize and reframe and make do the same thing. Like I've done several posts just following them. Most of the time, their friends are not going to be your friends, so you're looking at a totally different audience, and they're giving you a template to follow.
Thank you, Celeste. Yeah, good tip for sure. Hope that answered your question, Tiffany.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, any other questions?
Yeah, I
Questions?
have a question really quick, Jenny.
Yes.
So with us doing like obviously like I love first of all I just love that we're all talking about it and just making it simple. But with it starts with yellow. So how are you like bridging the gap between it starts with yellow, but then obviously like we have like Axio and we have like liquid collagen. Like what is there
Yeah,
like are we all you know what I mean? Like are we always talking about Protandim with those things or do we talk about those individually or are we doing a
that's a good
hashtag
question,
for
Emily.
those? Just I just want to make sure that we're staying
Yes.
clear and concise, but also like not leaving out like obviously like with collagen is so awesome, Axio is awesome.
Yeah,
I was
so
just curious.
that's a really good question. So the purpose of the It Starts With Yellow campaign is to create that, to open the conversation, to create that curiosity. So we're not pigeonholing you, and that's a really good question, actually. We're not pigeonholing you and just talking about Protandim NRF2. The goal is to start the conversation, and the goal is to, of course, share that first touch video. So if you guys haven't yet seen, actually, this is a good thing. I can bring this up. The Biohack and Activate site is the first touch video that aligns with it starts with yellow. So it starts with yellow is just the intro. And then if you're utilizing that first touch video effectively, that's really what's going to open the conversation to get them started. And if you've noticed, well, when you tune into the shift, let me just share my screen because I'm going to show you how this looks. When you're starting that conversation, just letting them know that the simplest way that we're encouraging people to get started is the stack NRF2. You'll see this in our shift presentations. It's going to line perfectly. Is NRF2, NRF1, Axio, and a 10-pack of collagen. Okay, because that's going to be, we looked at all of our reports across the board as executives, and those are our stickiest products. They're the ones that we have the most retention on. So we're suggesting people to get started there. However, that would be up to you to like start the conversation. If like somebody wants the healthy glow stack through conversation, um, getting them started there. But if you're effectively opening up that conversation, the next step after they're saying, well, what is it? Starts with yellow. I want to know more about that. This is the first touch video that you're going to send. And we shared this on the team call last night, so I'm not going to dive into it. But you guys take the time over the next day to look through this funnel because this is really what you're going to be leaning on to really tell the story. And it was done beautifully, you guys. It opens the conversation and then letting them know that there's more to the story. It starts with yellow, but there's more. And do you want to know about it? So it's going to take them through. That's why you guys want to focus on this first touch video as being what you're leaning on, because it's going to take them through the process. It's going to give them the full idea of, not just the products, but also the opportunity. And that's really what this shift, I'm going to open it up, what the shift presentation is. It's done in less than 26 minutes. And then definitely encourage you guys to watch it because this is what we're going to be presenting on Monday nights.
Yeah, so we've got the two videos, right? We've got the shift video.
So that's where it all started. It was
sorry.
Okay. And the shift tells the whole story and it highlights NRF2, which was the yellow video, right? Goes into that. And then the other products and says, here's where we
phenomenal. And of course, we've got to talk.
So,
right?
like I said, Ali, sorry to interrupt you.
Yourselves, right? To be well, you've got.
So we go through why we feel they should get started.
Our Axio, it is loaded with brain food. It's a drink, turning on neurotransmitters to help with.
Sorry. Okay, I just wanted to show you that, Ali, in the presentation. It tells them how we suggest they get started. But of course, there are going to be people that want to just start on just collagen or Nerf2. So we just felt that this was a simple way because we get asked all the time, like, well, what product should I start them on? And then it becomes confusing and it's like, well, I don't know. But we know, you guys, that if the foundation's strong, everything else builds better upon that. And, but if you are talking to someone that's like, oh my gosh, my gut, I want to focus on that, then of course you're going to get them started on the healthy edge. You know what I mean? So that's going to be up to you to really understand what it is that your person is looking for. But this is the foundation of where we want to simplify it for new consultants, what they're suggesting, and really focus on the products that have the highest retention in our business.
So the shift goes over from a basic standpoint, and then the showcase goes into those products in a little more detail. Okay. So so they're looking for, oh, that shift video was interesting, but I want to know more about the products themselves. The showcase is where you send them.
Yep. So the showcase is going to be based around the products that we're suggesting people start on. And thank you for that, Celeste.
But then also, the website, notice you've got at the top there, those topics, right? You can send them, if they're interested in gut, you can send them to the P84, you can send them to the collagen page, you can send them to GLP-1 if they're really, really interested in that. And then, you can send them to the research if they want to dive in. Like, this is a really helpful website. It's got everything in different places. So they can really dive in and just find out what they want to customize it. But we also want to make it super simple for anybody to get started on something.
That was thank you, Ali.
Customers continue to order NRF2, NRF1, the 10 count collagen, and Axio. Is that what you said?
Well, that's what we're suggesting that they get started. Yeah. And if they want to continue with that, because you guys, this is how I feel about how do you choose, right? You're like, well, our collagen's so amazing. And then people are like, well, I can't afford to take collagen and Nerf1 and Nerf2 and all the things. This is a really good way for them to get a sampling of that product. And you guys, this is how I feel about our TrueScience liquid collagen. Don't lose the sale because it's too expensive. If people refuse to buy it and they don't see the value, say, well, 10 pack is at least better than no pack because you're spending money on collagen that is literally not bioavailable. You might as well not take a collagen at all. So minimum, take the 10 pack. And then, of course, the people that want to focus on collagen altogether and they can afford to do a 30 pack or they want to just take the Healthy Glow Stack, that's going to be you guys kind of coaching them through that process. But that's why we feel like Axio is such an incredible miss, right? When we're not getting people on that product because they feel that product right away. Same thing with collagen. They have those instant, like that connection to the product. Whereas Nerf 1 and Nerf 2 are those products that like we have to educate them on why this is foundational, why they may want to stay on it long term, and why they should. And so that kind of opens the process for that. That was a good
And I
question.
have a bug into the Fab Club to create an Axio page on
We're
our
working on it. I actually we're
website.
working on it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, any other questions? No? I am so shocked, you guys. You guys must be, you're on your game today. No. Any other questions about the open
Please,
house?
please take some time today, tomorrow, to watch all 3 videos on the biohackandactivate.com website. Just watch them all in sequence so you know what's there, you know what they're saying. The yellow video is our first touch. The shift video, they can watch it as a first touch, or you can also invite them to the team call every other week. Once a month, the Fab Club is going to incorporate the showcase as a Wellness Wednesday. So that's going to be the Wellness Wednesday presentation once a month, is just going over the showcase presentation with those key products. And then the other ones are going to be other topics with other healthcare practitioners. But it's a really nice streamline where we have the resources there but we can send them to any time to watch, but also live events to invite them to that are very structured.
Yeah. Thank you, Celeste, for clarifying that. Okay, any other questions? You guys good? And again, I love that you said this, Celeste, like encourage you guys, watch that first touch video. Make sure you can log into that Fab Collab Academy. If you have issues, reach out. We will help you. Go through the Telegram, just the process. Once you guys, it may seem like a lot, but I promise you, once you get into the flow and you realize how simple it is and the tools, the accessibility of it, once you learn it, I promise you, it's so streamlined. I've been doing this business for 14 years, and it's my mission to remove every barrier of entry that you may have to really kind of grow your business and launch and create momentum. We believe you guys, this is going to create massive momentum. We're just depending on you to join us in our campaign, connect and know that we are here to support you in those open house events, the launch events, whatever that looks like. Reach out. If
Oh,
it's
and I want to let you guys know,
somebody will support you in that.
you can do an open house anytime. You don't have to be a new consultant to do an open house. You can gather your own people, connect with your upline, and hopefully one other higher up upline, and do your own open houses. That is an option. So that's one reason why we have those there.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, love it. I love your guys' feedback. And again, if you see anything, we're always open to improving the process. So we'd love your feedback of what's working when you're presenting and how the open house events are working. We're always here, you guys. That's a part of leadership, and it's a part of really understanding that we shift when something's not working, we want to refine it, and that's a part of growing as a process and growing as a team. So we're always open to feedback. We're always open to hearing what's working and what's exciting. And I think that this is going to be a really great run here. Coming into October, you guys, I want to see each one of you walking across that stage with your new rank. So let's focus on what that looks like for you. And let's join arms and let's link arms and let's launch, let's invite, let's launch, let's invite, let's do the things, let's do the Starts with Yellow campaign. If you guys get into this process and this flow, I promise you, at our convention, you will be walking across that stage as your next rank. So I'm really fired up to watch all of that, all of your guys' success with everything we just launched. So, all right, guys, love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I will get the recording out here soon. Excited to hear your feedback. Thanks. Thank you, Celeste, for being my partner over there. You're awesome. Okay, stop the recording here.